Hello there everyone and welcome to PS4, and I thought what I'd do is a very quick video looking at the latest Minecraft update for PS4 and PS3 and PS Vita, which have introduced a few new things into the equation. So first thing to look at is that different coloured fence posts. So you have oak, spruce, birch and junglewood. Now fence posts and gates were always just oak coloured, but they've changed those up. So now you've got 4 different colours of fence post, which is quite nice. Gives you some extra flexibility in your designs, etc. Also the same with the gates. We've got oak, we've got spruce, we've got birch, and we've got junglewood. So new fence posts, new gates. And we've also got new doors. So there is the traditional oak door, there is spruce, there is birch, there is jungle. So again, you can be far more themed with what you're doing as well, which is really cool. Couple of other things that they brought in as well. Firstly, and I'm not sure whether this is decent or whether I'm too bothered about it, but you can do traditional Minecraft crafting now. So if we go into the help and options, into settings, and I believe into user interface, you can put classic crafting on or off, which means if I click into here, what I have to do, let's say I wanted to make a pick, I have to pick up and go click. Oops, not that. Click, click. Oh dear. Yeah, this is why it doesn't work on console. It's fiddly. And then I pick that up and I go click, 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 and I have made a pickaxe. Whereas obviously in the old style of doing it, provided you've got the materials in your inventory, you can just auto do it. So if you are a Minecraft purist and want to go through all of that kind of malarkey, then by all means do. Can't see the point. Anyway, couple of other things they've added in as well. Firstly, they've got stained glass. So before we actually show you the stained glass patterns, I'm going to show you how to make it. So you pick up a dye, whichever dye you want. This is purple because it's my favourite colour. And then you surround that with glass. So I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Awesome. There we can see we've got 8 purple stained glass. And then if we want to make glass panes, it's exactly the same. You just do bop, 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 bop. And there we go. 16 glass panes for your trouble, which is quite nice. We're going to look at how they look in a second in situ. Also, they've put books into the game, rather than just books, but these are a book and a quill, which means you can write into them, and this is for people who want to do kind of adventure maps. The way you make them, I believe, is a book with a feather. Obviously, if you put the normal crafting on, you just need to have a book, a feather, and a ink sac, and there we go. And what you have is a book and a quill, and I'll show you how that works now. So I'm going to put it into my hotbar, come out of there, and if I L2 use it, let's point away from the table. There we go. So what I can do is if I hit the cross button, I can then type. You know, I can put. I don't know what we're going to put. Hello world. So if you are doing an adventure map and you want to tell a story, you can type tons of stuff, and it does support keyboard and mouse, USB keyboard and mouse, if you don't then want to have to use the pad to do your typing. So those of you who are wanting to do some more significant things, like say the adventure maps, that means you can do it. So R2 to done, and then you sign it, and then you sign and close. And now that book cannot be altered. I've just got to sign it. I'll just put something in. I'll just put Finibihafidabahidbia. There you go. And then sign and close. And that book now, if anybody looks at it, puts it in their inventory, hold a sec, and opens it up, they get Hello World, and they can go to any of the pages that you've been looking at. So let's just go back and get rid of all of this stuff in there. Nice. Okay, so you've also got the stained glass. So you've got red, orange, yellow, and there are the panes in there. There is lime green, that is light blue, cyan, blue, purple, magenta, pink, white, grey, dark grey, black, green, and what was that last one? Whatever one's left, I can't remember. But there we go. But that's your glass. So obviously now you can be really, really creative with your buildings. You know, cathedrals, churches with lovely stained glass things. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff you can go on. And then which really completely and utterly puts the kibosh on a tutorial I put out about 2-3 months ago. These are daylight sensors, and daylight sensors are part of your redstone circuitry. When the sun is shining, it provides an electrical signal which will then either activate something like a piston or switch on a light. Now, if you've seen my previous tutorial, if you want that light to come on when it's dark, you have to do some fiddly redstone stuff to make sure it works, which was a bit of a pain in the bum. So if I want my lights to come on at night, what I do is now I can reverse the daylight sensor. So if I put my hand over it and I just hit L2, it turns it off. And now, when the sun goes down, that will activate the light. Same thing with the piston. Do that. It's put the piston down, and then when the sun goes down and the moon comes up, it will activate those. So it's a much less complex way of making these daylight sensors work. Because I would love it. I'm going to go through and automate this now because it's been too much of a pain in the bum to do really. But now I can go back to all of my builds, and if I want lights that come on at night, I can use a daylight sensor and I can just put it to that position, and it's activated by the moon instead of by the sun, which is really quite cool and much easier. So I can see that will make certainly that element of people's builds an awful lot easier. And if you want a drawbridge that goes up or closes at night time, it was very complicated to do it. Now it's nice and easy. It's just a click of the mouse. There were some other changes as well in the kind of the online areas of it, which I must say I don't play on. I'm a solo Minecraft player. I just like mucking about and building stuff. But you can set daytime, you can set spawn points, and that's the kind of thing that you would want to be doing for an adventure map, for those of you who want to have adventure maps and then allow people on it. There's also griefing stuff. Now, I've never really looked at the online categories, but the things like if a creeper blows up, it doesn't destroy the blocks around it, so you don't get creeper damage if you want to build in survival, which I must say is a massive pain in the bum. And there's also a trust one as well. So if you've got people joining your server that you don't know, you can actually set it so they can't break any blocks or do anything on it unless you authorize them to. So that means that if you get people on your server who are a bit of a pain in the bum and want to blow up all your lovely stuff, then you can make sure that they can't until you know them well enough to trust that they won't do it. So that is a quick run through the latest Minecraft update, which is updated on PS4, PS3 and PS Vita. What I will do as well is I'll perhaps just do a quick walkthrough of how these look in the other texture packs. But for now, this is the walkthrough, and I think I will do a quick a video that just changes through all the texture packs so you can see how these things look in Steampunk, in Little Big Planet, etc. And that will probably be not narrated, just shove some music on underneath it and troll down so you can see what it looks like. But for now, thanks very much for watching. I hope you found it informative. Like, favourite, subscribe to all of the sociables, and always, happy gaming. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.